Hey, what's happening everyone? Today I'm going to talk you through my new and improved, I think, technique for getting in and out of a car. And you may have seen my previous video, there'll be a link in the description below. And I talked about getting in and out of a two-door car there. You've got nice amounts of room, the doors open up wider, much better choice to get if you're getting a wheelchair in and out. So I went completely against my own ideas there and bought a five-door car, or four-door car as you call it. So I've had to change my technique because the technique I've shown in the other video just doesn't work. I can't put the chair in the same positions and reach everything and still make it an efficient technique for getting in and out. So I've had this car since October. After lots of experimenting, I've now got a much better technique which actually I'd use over and above my previous one. So I'm going to talk you through what I do, and also there's going to be an element, I'll do it at the back if you just the back of the video, to talk you through how I've protected the car, because obviously I don't want to get it scratched and dinked with getting a wheelchair in and out. And so far, touch wood, since October, I've not put a mark on the car, so I'm doing something right. So I'll put that at the end of the video, so that if you're just looking for technique, it's going to be here. You can watch the technique through, and yeah, that should cover everything. So one thing I have got in this car is I can just touch the door handles with the keys on my possession and open it. Keyless entry, it's brilliant, really good. If you get the chance to spec a car with that, go for it. Another thing I've got is preset positions on the seat. I've got two options there for preset positions on the electric seat. So what I've got is position 1, which it's in, is my position for getting in and out of the car. Position 2, if I press it, it will bring the seat forward, and that's into my driving position then. So I've got to keep it in position 1, which is my tilted back position. I've got a little towel here which protects the sill, and that's just tucked in underneath the plastic edging inside the car. And I'm going to position myself there, like where you can see. I've got enough room for my knees to get in front. I don't want to be too far forward, and I don't want to be too far back. And what I want to allow is room to position myself in front of the chair like that, get my feet on the floor, and then I'm good for the transfer. So for the transfer, I'm going to put my right hand here at the very front of the seat cushion and on the frame, and I'm in position now. What I'm going to do is I don't know how much you can see from the video, but I'm going to put a fist on the chair, and it's going to be kind of just in towards the middle, so I guess about a quarter of the way across the chair. And at this point, if I tried to just lift with my arms, it wouldn't happen. Physically, you wouldn't do the transfer. So what I do is I actually kind of rock forward and commit into it. Now, after lots of practice, this gets really easy, but this is my technique for doing it. So rock forward and chuck yourself in, and then I'm into the car now, no problem. Next thing I do is I unclip my bag, which conveniently sits in the door pocket. And at this point, I'm going to whip off the two side guards and the seat cushion. Side guards are going to go on the passenger seat, laid down first. Seat cushion on top, which keeps them quiet, stops them knocking around. And then this is where my technique differs from my previous video. Now I've got a different chair, which I'll be doing a video on soon. But what I do here is I use my right leg, which is positioned on the floor. If you want, you can put the seat belt on, give yourself a bit of something to stop you falling out. I'm quite used to it now, so I don't have an issue. And what I'm going to do is kind of put this hand on the front of the frame. I'm going to rest it across my right knee, and I'm going to lift up with my backhand, and I'm going to do it all in one motion. I'm going to sort of swing the chair up, and it's going to sit on the footplate on the floor, leaning against the car door. There's nothing to scratch the car door, no problem at all here. So flick it up. Obviously, the lighter your wheelchair, the easier this is. I've now got the chair in a nice solid position. It won't go anywhere unless you're on really slopey ground, in which case you might need to sort of hold it or whatever. And now I can bring my legs in the car. So I'm going to put them in. Left foot's going to go on the sort of the blank pretend pedal thing on the left. Right foot's going to tuck in like that into the heel of it. And I can take the first wheel off. Wheels are going to go. Now I've pre-positioned the passenger seat in a position where it will allow me to put the wheelchair in front of it. And also I've got enough room to put the wheels in behind. I used to lean across and move the chair forward and backwards, but I've worked out a technique now of not needing to do that, so it just speeds things up, especially when it's pouring with rain. So wheel's going to go in, I'm going to pass it across, use the steering wheels for support. I'm going to pass it across, put it behind the passenger seat. And I've got some towels in here as well to protect the seat. Next thing I'm going to do, just holding the roof lining, I'm going to lean the chair in like this, into the car, and I'm going to whip this wheel off. That wheel's going to go on as well, at the same place. And then I've got a towel that I just throw over the top of the wheels, protects the back of the car seat, protects the rear door card, And then this is the joy of having a lightweight wheelchair. It literally weighs nothing. This Pantera X carbon fibre. This is 2.2 kilos apparently, as I'm lifting it now, and it really feels like there's nothing there. And I've got the position of the chair reclined. I've got enough room in front of me to tilt the wheelchair in. If you try and take the wheelchair in like this, it's going to whack into the steering wheel. So tilt it like this, and it gives you a bit more room. As you bring it across your body, bring it in tight, and then I can flip the wheelchair around, rest my left arm on the centre console to give me the support I need to lower the wheelchair in. And then at this point, I chuck a towel across the chair. That protects the door card, and I also strap the chair in to keep it from moving while I'm driving. Press the forward button on the chair to select my position 1 for driving. Tuck the towel in, and once the chair's done its moving, I'm ready to drive. There we go, all ready to go. So, getting back out, on a reverse of what I've just done. Press the chair into the reverse position, unclip everything, reposition my towel on the centre console. Again, just going to gently lift the chair out, don't want it to whack anything. There we go. Tip it round while it's in the car, get it in close to the body, out it comes. And then I'm going to lift the backrest and lean it down like that on the door. So at this point I'm not damaging the car. The only bit of the chair that's touching the ground is these outer bottom corners of the footplate. I'm not fussed about that, it's not painted. But, you know, everything else on the chair is remaining in good nick. Next up, lift the wheel out. The spinnegy spokes are handy because you can reach through them. If you haven't got spinnegies, you can reach over the top, but it just adds another bit of a dimension and makes it a little bit more tricky. Just, you know, it's much easier just reaching through spinnegies to position the wheel. Then I re-lean the chair against the door card, whip the other wheel out, put that on. Do with a bit of lubricant on these, they get sticky. There we go. Okay, and at this point I just get the side guards up so they're ready to reach. Rest them on the middle there. Take both legs out. There we go. Jump forward a little bit on the chair and I can tip the chair backwards and lean it down on the floor. Brake goes on. Outer side guard first. You notice I'm just using my other hand for stability and support. Just leaning on the side of the door there, the side of the car. Again, you can put the seatbelt on if you feel worried about falling out forwards. Would recommend it if you like, but once you get used to it, it becomes quite easy. Chuck the cushion on, and then ready to transfer out. So, foot for the transfer. There's no real easy way of doing this. You can put a foot on the footrest, but I tend to find the chair wants to just tip up, especially this being quite light. So I put both feet on the floor. That one's going to float in the air until I get into the transfer anyway, and it normally tucks under the car and end up with a shoe falling off, but nothing I can do about that. So again, I'm holding the same places, and I've got my left hand sort of right tucked at the very back of me, so it's going to give me a good lift. And at this point I'm just going to lean out the car and up and transfer in. I'll do that slowly there, and I've got that leg got caught against the frame, which is kind of normal. And then I can clip that back on. It's easy when the legs are down. It's got my wallet and phone and keys and things in it. There we go. Tuck that in. The car remains set up ready for me to dive back in when I next go to use it. So, next part of the video I'll show you the protective measures I've done inside the car. I hope that all makes sense. Please leave comments below. I'll try and answer as many as I can, and leave us a like and subscribe. Thanks very much. Cheers. Okay, one other thing I wanted to show you is how to put the wheelchair in the back seat of the car. Now in a 5-door this becomes harder because you haven't got the 2 doors comfort of being able to slide the seat forward and fold it out the way, which is, you know, that was a lot easier in my old car, as you see on the video. 5-door a little bit more tricky, but with a lightweight wheelchair and a bit of technique it's not too bad. So what I've done is tilted my chair back further, so that's me fully reclined. It gives me a bit more room to get the chair round, and I'm just going to lift it in exactly the same way I did before. Hopefully you can see me put it in the back. I'm going to bring it right round my body, nice and slowly, and then I'm just going to tip it up into the back of the car like that. Let's rest it there, that's not causing me any problems, and the side guards just tuck underneath the chair like so, and I can then throw this towel over the chair to give it a bit of extra protection on the back of the seats. It's going to take just a little bit of reaching, but we can do this. He says, go on. Oh. There we go. So that's the chair in, and again I can then come forwards. I've got the front passenger seat all completely clear, ready for anyone to come into. And then to get it back out again, just going to whip that back over, cover the centre console up. At this point, just sort of tip the chair up, back towards me, hand underneath. Just caught hold of a bit of. Hang on a minute, this is all going wrong. There we go. Right. Just going to bring the chair out and round and through. Again, flick the backrest up, lean it down in exactly the same fashion I did before, and put it back together in reverse. So that's that. Okay, as promised, I thought I'd talk you through the protective measures I've got. So over there where the wheels are likely to hit, this is the front of the car. I've just put a doubled over tea towel in the front. In the back, we've got another towel tucked in the door card. We've got this big towel here, which I fold over the top of the wheels once they're in to just give some protection to everything. Centre console is protected, as you've probably seen already, by a towel. I've got a spare towel here if I feel there's any other need for protection. And then this towel here on the edge, on the sill of the car, is just tucked in beneath the sill. And that is how I protect the car as best as possible.